Hey, Melissa here, and I know, it's been forever. I'll get to that soon, but this is a layout that I created with my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit. This was the previous kit, what I'm working on at the moment. What I'm showing you there is a cut file by Paige Evans in the Silhouette store, and I just cut it on white cardstock. And then that piece of Dear Lizzie with the stripe is me just showing you the colour inspiration for this layout. So when I made this, which was probably 2 months ago, I realised looking at my Instagram feed that I had a lot of layouts that were white backgrounds and then, the normal bit of mixed media and paper. So for this one, I wanted to challenge myself to do a pattern paper background and then do some watercolours on the cut file. And I decided instead of backing the cut file, I was going to use the negative pieces, colour them and then put them back in. So here I'm just doing some ombre painting onto those pieces. I've put them in order, excuse me, and you can just see I'm doing pinks down to purples, and then next I will do blue. So the reason that you haven't seen me much, or not that you ever see me, but the reason I haven't been on here is because I have my own business and it's gotten so busy that I've been working full time and in the evenings too. And it's all good, like it's great for my business, but it means that something's got to give. And with 4 kids as well, what's had to give has been the scrapbooking. So it's not ideal, it's not a permanent thing, but at the moment I'm just having to do what I can do to get my work done. So it feels like to me my business is 3 years ahead of where it should be, which is amazing, but at the same time I have to prioritise. So that's why I'm only just doing this voiceover now and getting this up. So anyway, back to the layout. So here you can see I am adding the blue. So with this one I've gone from lighter down to darker. I think I've done that with all of them actually. So yeah, so progression from light pink through to purple through to blue. So I'm happy with how this turned out. It's not meant to be perfect. I'm not perfect by any means, and I like the imperfection. So then I decided it needed a bit more, so I'm just splattering it with some gold Heidi Swap Colour Shine, and then I leave it to dry, and I love the way it turns out. So I just kept going until I was happy with the amount of splatter that actually landed on those pieces. Still splattering away. So here I am wanting to decide what background, and my daughter Brielle had loved that star background, but it wasn't really going to work with the lighter pink, as you can see there. So I think I would have told her I will use that one for another layout. The photos are of her when she first got her face painted. So these are quite old photos. I think she must have been 2. She's now 4. So I moved it onto this piece. I think it's Dear Lizzie. This whole kit was based on a Dear Lizzie collection, and I think it was Stargazer. Yeah. So that to me looked a lot better. It's not normally a paper I would use as a background, but this whole layout is about challenging myself. So decided to go with it, and I love how it turned out. So it did need a bit of something to break up that background. So I've just come in with some white Studio Calico Mr. Huey's, and this one, sometimes it feels like it never actually dries, so don't do what I did, because I think I couldn't wait long enough and I ended up smudging it. It doesn't matter, but just in retrospect I wish I hadn't have done that. And then I had this little sample Heidi Swap, I think it's just called Pink, came in a clip kit a few years ago, so I'm using that as well. So loving how that's going to look. I thought I'd better add a bit more. I'm not putting splatters in the middle, obviously, because that's where the cut file's going. And the next step was to glue the cut file down. And I think this may be where I smudge it. Yeah, had a bit of a love-hate relationship with my glue bottle, but getting there with it. So just taking a bit of time to make sure I get glue on all of those pieces, because what's key to this design is that those pieces stay flat on the page. So eyeballing where I want it. So you can see there was not a good plan. That's even though I'd left this to dry, it's still, I feel like it never dries. So here I am gluing the tops of each of the pieces, as you can see there, because my intention is to put Stampin' Up! Dimensional pop dots underneath to lift them up so that this will not be an entirely flat layout. So this is why you need to leave them all in order when you take them off your mat, so that when it comes to gluing them down, it's just really simple. So I think I cut out some of this soon. It's been so long, honestly, since I even looked at this layout. Yeah, showing you a bit more. So it's almost easier than backing the cut file, really. And this cut file makes me think of a skirt. I know it's half a flower, but it's like a beautiful skirt with petals. So here I'm adding those dimensionals, and I'm using the little baby ones that you can get from Stampin' Up! They are the same height as the original sized ones, but they're really perfect for little pieces like this. So just tucking them under. This is some beautiful rose gold trim that comes in the kit that Christina added in. So I'm wanting to put that behind my photos using my double-sided tape, and at this point also I'm thinking I want to pop one of my photos up, so you'll see that soon. I'll add my craft foam. So I glued that down. Excuse me, I don't know what is going on with my voice. A bit croaky today. So in retrospect, I probably should have put the trim down first, and I'll do that with the next one, but yeah, can't change it now because it's glued. So there I'm adding my craft foam on the back, just measuring out the length of trim and trying to get the cuts even on each side so that I am probably through one of the scallop pieces. And I love that, excuse me, this is annoying, I'm so sorry. I love that this matches the gold. It's not a perfect match to the splatters, but it helps bring out the gold. So I was a bit fiddly trying to get it to go on, but we get there. So sometimes it's easier to turn things around and do them. And here I decided to, yeah, like I said, add the trim first and then glue it down. And I think that's a lot easier just because I have got that craft foam on the back. So yeah, it doesn't stick that easily to start with, so you have to hold it in position. Wait for the glue to dry, which I'm doing there. And I'm hoping I'm going to skip this bit because it really isn't that interesting. Okay, I've sped it up. So just some more double-sided tape. I actually find that easier than liquid adhesive when it comes to gluing the craft foam. Okay, so this layout didn't need a lot of embellishment. The floral pattern, really, cut file is the embellishment, but I thought it needed a little bit more. I was aware that I wanted to add some journaling, so these are from the 6x6 pad from that Dear Lizzie collection. I've just cut out a couple, and I think I thought about using that bird, but I mean it's not going to work because it's too dark. Or did I use it? No. So I needed somewhere to add my journaling, and I know this has got a bike on it and it's got nothing to do with the page, but it doesn't matter. It's perfect because it's the journaling spot that I really need. So I've tucked that under there, and before I tuck it under and adhere it, I'm just going to add my journaling. Honestly, I can't even remember what I said, but it will be something about her getting her face painted for the first time. She was very, very cute and very proud of it, and sat there so well. So now, yeah, close up gluing. I just glued the edge, tucked it under, and then I think I put some dimensional adhesive underneath as well. So that little smile sticker is from, I think, Chili Bean Soup. Even though she's not really smiling, it still went well with it, the colours really. That's as close to a smile as she probably got with that on her face. This little rosette says, "Hey girl." Now, I had a really, really difficult time photographing this layout. In my final full shot of the layout, you can't read the gold. It just looks like it's purple, but that is the intention. Sorry, my intention is that be the name of the layout. So yeah, just getting rid of the sun streaming in. So that's a beautiful little border strip of flowers, and I thought it looked really sweet tucked above my photos. And I just love that sticker sheet, and I I never fully killed this kit, and I probably could go back and make some more, but I just feel like I am so behind with my scrapbooking. And I don't mean behind in terms of scrapbooking my stories, because I probably will never catch up. I just mean I'm so behind with the kits that I have, so I wanted to move on. So adding some stars and a flower, and like I said, it doesn't need too much embellishment because that floral really is the embellishment. I wanted to even up, add a flower to the other side as well. Still looking at that beautiful sticker sheet. Wish that I'd used the She's a Wildflower. So sorry about that. Someone just sent me a text. Still staring at the sheet, trying to get as much on as possible. So I'm not sure why I didn't cut that out either. But anyway. Okay, so then I am adding the dimensional adhesive behind those little cutter parts, like I said, and I just think that provides just a little bit of added extra dimension. Did look at putting that bird on the page. Realised I've got these pretty little studio labels, and I have not used any of them till now, and I love labels, but I tend to do that, so I probably could make a layout using all of them. I think that would be a good idea. In fact, right this minute, I've had an idea for what I'm going to do. So maybe I will come back to this kit and use some more of the stickers and label. Now, I'm trying to remember if this even made it into the layout. Yeah, it did. So obviously I'm going to add the date on here, and I'll do that off camera because the photo will be in my phone. Unless I surprise myself now and add it. So a bit of dimension as well, just to pop that up. Yeah, I'm actually really loving how this is looking. Sometimes you do a layout, put it in the pile, in my case, and forget about it. So I did think about using these. Oh yeah, went for B for Brielle, and found I needed to add some liquid adhesive just because it wasn't going to stick. So that is my final layout. It's not the best colouring in that photo, but that's the best I could get. A bit of close-up of the dimensions. So thank you so much for watching, and I would like to say I'll be back again soon, but I don't want to make any promises until I get my work situation under control. So take care.